Stay closed. And just take a moment and allow yourself to really arrive. Our bodies are here. But allow the awareness allow the attention, allow the presence of mind, the presence of heart to also arrive. Draw the awareness to your breath. Don't try to change your breath, but just allow. Allow the awareness to merge into your breath. If your mind wanders, if you find yourself distracted by a sound or a sensation or a thought, don't worry, just bring the mind back. Just keep gently bringing the mind back. There will always be distractions in life. It's part of the package deal. Our job, our challenge as we go deeper on our spiritual path is how to not let our minds get grabbed and kidnapped by every random sound or sensation. How not to get distracted by every thought. So just draw the mind back to the breath. And allow yourself to just sink deeper into that state of full awareness with each breath. drawing the awareness more and more inward. If you find that the mind wanders too much, you can add a simple mantra to it. You can add the mantra, so hum. It means I am that. I am one with the Creator and one with the creation. I am the universe. I am it all. So hum. Just chant it silently to yourself. So, on the inhalations, and hum on the exhalations. Slowly and gently, bring the palms of your hands together at chest level and rub them gently against each other. Press the palms of your hands into your closed eyes. Slowly open your eyes and lower your hands. Welcome to Satsang. I am so sorry for how late we're getting started tonight. Arti went much later than usual, but hopefully you all come to Satsang from the Arti, so you're with us enjoying it even when it runs late. But usually these days we we do finish significantly earlier, so we will be able to be starting on time at 6:30. But tonight with our special holiday and special guests, it went late. So starting as always with a question that comes in advance from our online family, and then we'll open it up to any questions that any of you have. The only blessing left that I want in life is that my 38-year-old daughter should be married. Is there anything you can recommend that I can do to make sure that happens? So, wanting our children to be happy is what parenthood is about. We want our children to be happy. We want them to be successful. We want them to be peaceful. We want them to have even more than what we have in life. The dilemma arises when we think that we know what they need to be happy. And a lot of times we don't. And we end up actually creating more friction through our agenda than help. So you haven't mentioned in the question whether your 38-year-old daughter wants to be married, whether she's looking for a spouse, or whether this is something that in your mind you feel, well, she would be so much happier if. Could keval shadi kar leti to fir sab theek ho jata. But that's our way of thinking. That's our agenda. And what we're seeing a lot, I imagine it's always happened, but we're seeing it more and more in recent generations, is this conflict between parents who want the best for their children, only want the kids to be happy, and yet the parents' vision of what would make the children happy is actually quite different from what the children themselves think would make them happy. And that's really important. 38 she's an adult. And I have to imagine that if getting married were a priority for her, if that were something that she was really, really looking for, she'd make it happen. But if by 38 she's not married, what that means to me is that that isn't such a priority for her. Maybe her career is more of a priority. Maybe traveling is more of a priority. Maybe her spiritual practice is more of a priority. Maybe she's in beautiful relationship, but they're just not married, whatever it may be. But I would say that there's absolutely nothing that you as a parent can do to make your 38-year-old daughter get married. And the best thing that you can do for her happiness, her peace, and also your relationship is for you to let go. Because on some level, she knows you're not satisfied with her life. On some level, she knows that you want something from her, of her, for her, that isn't there. And that's going to create a challenge for her. That's going to create a sense in her that somehow she's letting you down, that somehow she's disappointing you, that somehow she's not fulfilling what you want for her. And that takes away our happiness, takes away our peace, takes away our freedom. So certainly ask her, darling, beta, honey, whatever you call her, are you looking for a spouse? Is that something you'd like me to help you with? And if she says, oh yes, please, for God's sakes, I'm dying to get married, could you just, do something? Well then, by all means, let me know, we'll think of something. But my instinct, given that she's 38, is that she's making different decisions in her life. And that the last thing that she needs is to feel like she's somehow letting you down, or she's incomplete or inferior because she's not married. Because what that message does is it says, on your own, who you are is not enough. Jab tak koi patti nahi hoti, well, you are not complete. And that's a really dangerous message. I mean, marriage is wonderful. Lots and lots of people in the world are very, very happy in marriage. But for a lot of people, that's not necessarily their dharma, or maybe it's just not their priority right now. And I know a lot of people, both monastic renunciants, sannyasis, as well as non-sannyasis, non-renunciants, non-monastics, who are not married and very, very happy. Their lives are very full. And I also know a lot of people who are married and who are miserable and who wish that somehow they could get out of the marriage in order to be happy and peaceful and free. So it's neither the presence of a marriage nor the absence of a marriage that actually brings that joy, that meaning, that fulfillment in life. We've all got different paths to walk, different dharmas to unfold. And so the best gift you can give your daughter, the best blessing for her, is that she should find happiness. She should find peace. She should find fulfillment, meaning in her life as it is. And that she should feel totally free and empowered, not just by society, but by you, especially her parents, because no matter what we say, we always want our parents to approve, to be proud of us, to respect the choices we make, to understand us. And so the best blessing for her is joy and peace and fulfillment in whatever path she chooses. And for her to know that your blessings as her, not sure if it's a mother or a father, but as her mother or as her father, that your blessings are with her. Not blessings that she should get married, but blessings with her for whatever path she chooses. And that you fully support her. And you fully respect her. And you fully see her and recognize her as a full being. Chahe koi pati ho ke nahi hai. It's not a husband or a wife that makes us full. We are full. And in our fullness, should we choose to get married? Wonderful. And in our fullness, should we choose not to get married? Also wonderful. If you're looking for a relationship to complete you, You're going to be bitterly disappointed when you get involved in one, because you're going to find that it doesn't. The relationships that are the most meaningful and successful are two people fully grounded in their own fullness and completeness, who come together in that fullness. So don't think that she needs it in order to be full. Bless her with your love, with blessings of happiness and peace and respect and celebration, whatever she chooses. And again, if she says to you, yeah, kuch karo, find me a partner, find me a spouse, well then, let me know, or hum kuch na kuch soch lete hain. We'll figure it out. But check with her. Check with her whether she wants your involvement or whether she's really happy the way she is. Questions here? Any questions that anyone here may have? Just raise your hand. Yes. No problem, just stand up and speak. They'll figure it out. Namaste.
For our sake, to heal ourselves. And, it's a good thing to just forgive, forget, etc. My question is this: I need help in the process. My question is that as we start the process, for example, I want to forgive or I want to forget that incident or that issue or that hurt. I'm about to start and I say, okay, I'm ready to start. But I'm unable to do that. Or let's say if I'm able to do that, it keeps coming back. Then I get back to square one again. So how do we get help at the start of the process to really forgive?
Beautiful. So first of all, we have to realize that not forgiving is actually keeping us stuck. That it is that holding on to a grudge that keeps us stuck. My favorite story about this is the city in India that was overrun with monkeys. And the city council was trying to figure out what to do. Because obviously, you don't want monkeys overrunning your city. But on the other hand, we're a non-violent people. They're not going to take out guns and shoot them. They're not going to poison them. And so someone came up with this brilliant idea. They took coconuts and they hollowed out the coconut. And inside the coconut, they put something that monkeys love. A piece of fruit, a sweet. But they made the hole in the coconut big enough for an empty hand like this to go in, but too small for a closed fist to come out. So the monkey would stick its hand in the coconut, grab hold of its prized treasure, a banana, a sweet, and then it would be stuck because the fist couldn't come out. Now, you would think, because monkeys we know are very intelligent, they are our closest DNA relatives, you'd think they would be smart enough finally to realize, oh, it's holding on to this thing that makes my hand stuck, my leg stuck, and they would let it go and free their hand. But they never did. Now you imagine if you've got 4 legs and 3 of them are free, but 1 of them is stuck in a coconut. You actually can't run. Imagine a monkey running with 1 leg stuck in a coconut. No can do. You can't climb a tree. You can't swing from branches, because if you watch monkeys, you'll realize they actually use all 4 of their legs. So the coconut ended up being this perfect trap in a way. They no longer could run, they couldn't swing, they couldn't climb. And so what the city council was able to do was go out with big nets and get them, and then take them back into the jungle or forest. Now I love that, because this is exactly what holding on to our grudges does. We think that through this grudge, through this pain, that we're somehow going to get something. That's why we hold on to it. On some subconscious level, the ego thinks it's going to get something. Maybe we're going to get something from the person who harmed us. Maybe we think they're going to come back, maafi mangenge, they're going to apologize. They'll beg for forgiveness. They'll love us again. They'll see how much they hurt us. They'll do something really nice to make us feel good. Or maybe we think that we're going to get something from society. People will see what's happened to us. They will feel badly. They will give us sympathy and empathy. They'll take good care of us. They will love us. Or maybe it's something in our own lives. Maybe as long as I identify as being harmed in that way, being abused, being betrayed, being cheated, being lied to, being abandoned, whatever it was, well, it's a ready-made excuse that I have not to step up to the plate of my own life. It's a ready-made excuse never to trust. It's a ready-made excuse never to fulfill my dharma. Because, well, I was harmed, I was this, I was that, that's why I'm afraid, that's why I'm miserable, that's why I'm depressed, that's why I'm anxious. Isliye main kuch kar nahi pa rahi hun. It's a ready-made excuse. It's a crutch. So, if we're not letting go, you have to realize there's something that unconsciously our ego thinks we're getting from it. Whether from someone else, from our own selves. And this is where we have to realize that it's actually like the monkey situation. We're not getting anything from it. Like the monkey thinks it's going to get a sweet, it's going to get a fruit. This banana is just, it's coming. When actually, that is now what has handicapped me. That is actually now what is making me stuck. If the monkey wanted to be free, all it has to do is be prepared to let go of its closed fist over the sweet or the fruit. And then it's free. Its hand would easily come out of the coconut. It would run away. It's the very thing that it thinks it wants that ends up bringing about its downfall, that ends up making it stuck. Today is Gita Jayanti, and in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna emphasizes over and over again letting go of our ignorance. Being prepared to let go of the ignorance, because our ignorance makes us suffer. People say ignorance is bliss. It is not bliss. In our ignorance, we get angry. In our ignorance, we feel jealous. In our ignorance, we compete. In our ignorance, we feel like we are less than in some way. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is suffering. And so if you really want to let go of this pain, this grudge, first of all, you have to be deeply, acutely aware that holding on to it is what's making you stuck. It's like if I had a hot coal and I threw it to you, and you didn't quite know what it was, so you caught it, And as you catch it, you realize it's burning your hands. Well, you're as fast as you can, you're going to let it go. Because you realize it's burning my hands. I don't need to give you a lecture to let it go. You don't need to read all 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita to let it go. Instinctively, we know this is harming me. It's burning me. It's a hot coal. You're going to drop it. And so you need to be acutely aware of how this grudge, how this pain is keeping you stuck. Allow yourself to really introspect on that. What is it in your life that is stuck because of that? And then when you go to let it go, close your eyes and really dive within and find in your body, because we hold pain in our body. Find in your body, where is that pain? Look at it. Does it have a color? Does it have a shape? Is it solid? Is it moving? Where are you holding this pain in your body? A lot of us hold it in our stomachs, in our solar plexus, in our necks, in our backs, in our shoulders. Some of us hold it in our hearts, maybe other parts of your body. But where is it? And it may not be only one place, it may be several places. What does it feel like? What memories are associated with it? And then really feel yourself extricating it from you, like it were a tumor, because it is. Go within visually and feel yourself extricating this tumor of pain from within yourself. And then feel yourself holding it in your hands. Find a sacred yagna, a sacred river. Find the base of a tree. Something that is an embodiment of the divine, an embodiment of the universe, of nature, of the healing aspects of Mother Nature. And offer it. Put it into the fire, put it into the water, bury it in the earth, knowing that you're giving it back to the universe. And as you do it with a big exhalation. Because we hold our breaths in our pain, in our grudges, in our anger. Really allow yourself. Just let it go. And you may certainly find that you let go some of it now, and that a week or a month or a year later you find, oh my God, there's another layer. That's all right. Let it go again. We don't necessarily always get it all at once. Because there may be layers to the unconscious that we don't even necessarily see. So whatever's there, pull it and let it go. And if it arises, let it go again. Just keep giving it back to the universe. And every time that the mind goes there, think of the coconut. Think of the coconut. No, I know where that's going. It's like if the monkey were smart enough to pull its hand out, but then it saw another coconut. It would be smart enough. They learn. No way. I'll take my bananas from the open cart, not from inside the coconut. I know what happens. Because we learn. Usme mein fas jati hu. Usi vichar mein fas jati hu. I've seen it before. I know what happens. I get stuck. I know where that thought is going. It takes me to misery. I don't want to go there. So next time it begins to arise, just look at it like you were the monkey looking at the coconut going, not this time, not this time. And bring on a different thought, a thought of love, a thought of joy. Bring on your mantra. But give your mind something else so that it doesn't keep ruminating that. And it works. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in so many people's lives. It works. Beautiful, of course. Any other questions? Yes.
Namaskar. I have come across so many videos of spiritual guru. All the spiritual guru, they lay stress on this thing. God is inside us, and if we have to search, we have to look inside. My first question is how to concentrate on that, because whenever we try to concentrate, that always it gets diverted. And my second question is, if God is inside us, why are there so many evils? There should be divinity everywhere if God is inside us.
So God is inside of us. What does that mean? When we say God is inside of us, what does it mean? Does it mean that God is, sitting on top of your kidneys right next to your adrenal glands and you just have to somehow be able to see it? What does it mean God is inside of us? What it means is the truth of who we are, the core of who we are, is divine. If I say to you, who are you? Aap kaun hai? You're going to tell me your name, you're going to tell me where you're from. Main yahan se hoon, main ye kaam karti hoon, I'm this one's wife or husband or mother or father. You'll give me your job, you'll give me all these things. But that isn't who you are. Those are all attributes of the body. Your age, your height, your weight, your size, your bank account, your job. These are attributes of the body. Body keeps changing. That's not who you are. The core of who you are is the divine. So when we say go within, what it means is that divinity you are looking for is within you. You've been created of the Creator. There was a temple in, I think it was Thailand, that was the temple of the clay Buddha. And there was this huge Buddha made of clay. And one day, and everybody would come and worship this beautiful clay Buddha. And one day, the monks of that temple were cleaning the clay Buddha. And they saw some light. Something was shining. They thought, what is that? So they started gently, slowly, trying to see, what is shining? And they could see in a crack in the clay, it looked like gold. It looked like sona hai usme. So slowly they started moving away the clay. And they discovered that actually inside the clay Buddha, there was a golden Buddha. And it turned out that originally it was a mandir of the golden Buddha. But then all of the invaders came at a time when they were stealing everything, melting everything, looting everything. So the monks in the temple, usi samay, at that time, the monks of the temple of the golden Buddha decided, well, let us cover the Buddha with clay, ताकि लगेगा कि it's worthless, so that the invaders wouldn't harm our Buddha. And the good news was that the Buddha was left unharmed, but the monks died. So there was nobody left who knew that inside the clay Buddha there actually was gold. And I love that because this is a perfect metaphor for this teaching of God is within you. We live like we are made of clay, that we are this kind of junk. We are our weight, our size, our skin color, our jobs, our success, our relationships. But we want to be gold, right? We want that light. And so we look outside for it. And it would be like covering the clay Buddha up with gold. Right? वो तो कोई मतलब नहीं है, वो तो है ही सोना. It is gold already. You don't need to find more gold to stick on top of the clay. All you need to do is remove the clay. Melt the clay. And then you have that light. And so the teaching is we are looking for the divine outside of us, when actually who we are at the core, the very core of who we are, like the Buddha was gold, the core of who we are is divinity. We've been created not just by God, but of God. Like a drop is the ocean. But we're looking outside for that divinity. Chalo ek degree le lo, ek course card ke certificate le lo, ye karo, wo karo. We're looking to keep doing more things to feel like it makes us more divine, more light. When actually all we have to do is remove that clay to find the gold, the divinity within ourselves. And so that goes back to your question of how do we find it? Well, it's simply a matter of removing that which is not true self. So we practice this beautiful meditation. There's a beautiful meditation called Neti Neti, which is literally not this, not this. So we begin by saying, I am not my shawl. I am not my sari. Okay, we all understand that. I'm not my skin. I'm not the blood beneath my skin. I'm not my bones. धीरे 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 ध्यान में हम ऐसे अपने को समझाते हैं. You think, oh yeah, of course, ठीक, I'm not my bones, I know that. I'm not my organs, not my kidney, not my liver. But then we get more subtle. I am not my brain, right? My brain is just made up of neurons. Gray matter, white matter. The brain functions with chemicals and electricity. What makes thoughts, emotions, feelings are there's this electrical charge that runs in the brain, and then the neuron that has the chemicals, it releases the chemicals. Then that makes more electricity in the next neuron. Then that neuron releases its chemicals. That's what we call thoughts. If we say कि मैं ऐसे सोचती हूँ, या I am feeling this, thinking that, what that really is saying is the electricity in my brain is causing the neurons in my brain to release chemicals that form a pattern that we call sadness or we call anger. But it's just chemistry and electricity. I am not chemicals. I am not electricity. Right? We know that. Which means I'm not my thoughts. Means I'm not my feelings, not my emotions. Dire, dire, you go one by one, what I am not. And then we hit that beautiful space in which the clay has been removed. Not clay, not clay, not clay. And then that true experience of who we are, that goldenness, it arises. It's there, up and up. So that's the meaning of God is in you. God is also outside. God is everywhere. Asini ki God keval mujh mein hai. God is in everything. So when we say God is in you, it means you don't have to look outside. But if it's easier for you to begin by experiencing God in a mandir, in a deity, in Mother Ganga, in a tree, that's fine also. It's the same God. Doesn't matter. But eventually the awareness arises. Ki mujh mein bhi hai. That same divinity I am worshiping outside also exists in me. Beautiful. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. A beautiful Gita Jayanti. I will look so forward to seeing you all again tomorrow, hopefully on time at 6:30. But do join us for the beautiful Arti ceremony, the lighting ceremony on the banks of the sacred Ganga River, because then we'll just come up together from there and join in here. And so much love to all of you and to our beautiful family joining us from all over the world.